There's a day that comes for most managers. You get the title, maybe a small bump in pay, a few people send you a note, and then Monday comes, right? You sit down at the same desk with the same people, doing work that looks a lot like last week's work. Something did change though, right? It changed the moment that the announcement went out. And most people find out what it was by accident. 6 weeks later, in a conversation that goes sideways for reasons that they can't really name. And I want to tell you what changed now, while you can still do something with it. I'm Deetta Jones, and I have taught managers in federal agencies, in global companies, at a dance company, and in universities and libraries all over the world. And here's what all of that has taught me. The hard parts of managing are the same everywhere. Different buildings, different work, same handful of human questions and needs. How do I influence my boss? How do I engage the quiet members of my team who I know have good ideas? How do I solicit feedback on my own performance without looking needy? How do I communicate with clarity and consistency during change when things aren't always clear? How do I build my own confidence as a manager, especially while I'm still new, or my role is large and it feels consuming? These are universal leadership and managerial questions. So what I'm going to give you today works wherever you are. So now what changed? 3 things changed on that Monday. You will feel all 3 within a month. 1, your words got heavier. You will say, we should probably look at sometime, and the way you've said it 100 times before will land differently this time. Somebody will do something that day. You didn't ask for it, but your words are going to carry a title now, and they land with more weight than you put into them. And that weight is a tool, and it moves things. It just moves them whether or not you were aiming. 2, your job changed shape. Last month, you were paid for what you finished. This month, you're paid for what your team finishes. Those are different jobs. And the second one is harder to feel good about because at 5 o'clock, you can't always point to a thing you made. You made something, right? You made it possible for 6 other people to make things. That takes a while, though, to feel like enough. It is enough. 3, your relationships took a new form. This is the one people are least ready for, and it's the one we're going to spend the rest of our time on. This is the part nobody really warns us about. You have people on your team who were your peers last month. You ate lunch with them, you maybe complained about your last manager with them, maybe you're genuinely friends, and now you write their review. Most new managers handle this by waiting. They figure it'll settle on its own. Everyone's an adult, no need to make it weird. Here's what happens while you wait. Your people are trying to work out the new rules on their own without you, using guesses. Can I still say that in front of her? Is this a friendly lunch or a check-in? When she asks, how's it going? Is she really asking or is she asking, right? They'll answer these questions differently and they'll answer them privately. And you will spend months managing the gap between their answers. You can close all of that in one conversation in 1 week. Right. So here's the one thing that I'm going to invite you to do. Sit down with each person one-on-one in the first week or 2. It takes about 10 minutes, right? There are 4 moves here. Move 1, name the change out loud. I want to say the obvious thing. Last month, we were doing the same job. Now, I'm your manager. I'd rather put that on the table than both of us work around it for the next 6 months. That's it. You've made the unspoken thing speakable, which means every conversation after this one gets easier. Move 2. Say you're committing to something, right? Pick 2 or 3 things that you can actually deliver and say them plainly. Here's what you can count on from me. I'll tell you where I stand before you review, so nothing is a surprise. If I have a concern, you will hear it from me first, and when I make a decision that you might disagree with, I will tell you why. Choose commitments that you can actually keep, even in a busy month. A kept small promise builds more here than a large one that you miss. Move 3. Ask for one thing, just one, right? What I'd ask from you is this. When something I do lands differently than I mean it, then tell me. I'm going to get some of this wrong, and I'd rather hear it from you than figure it out later. Now you've just given them permission to manage upward, which is what most people are waiting to be given. And then move forward. Leave room for an opening. Is there anything that you want to ask me about how this is going to work? And then stop talking. Count to 5 in your head, pause, allow people to ask an actual question. And you can have this conversation this week. You don't need a policy, you don't need a form, you don't need permission, you don't need anyone from above to do anything. You need 10 minutes and the willingness to say the obvious thing out loud. And once you've had it with everybody, you'll notice something. You've stopped spending energy on wondering where you stand with each other. That energy now goes back into the work. That's what changes when you become a manager. It changes the day you say it out loud.